Anyway, the New York primary for both Democrats and Republicans will be held tomorrow. On the GOP side, Donald Trump is looking for a delegate sweep. Some polls have him up by 33 points. Joining me now to discuss is Donald Trump. Mr. Trump, are you excited for the New York primary tomorrow?
Yes, Tom, I'm very, very excited. I'm thrilled for the New York primary. The polls have me over 50%. 50%, Tom. That is huge.
It is huge.
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic. I'm going to win New York, and I mean really, really win big league. You know, Frank Sinatra, my very good friend, he used to tell me all the time, he'd say, Donald, this is New York. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And I said, you know what, Frank, that's really tremendous advice. You should put that in a song or something.
So wait a minute, you're saying you inspired Frank Sinatra's New York, New York?
Of course I did, Tom. Who do you think wrote it, Cantor and Ebb? Frank always gave credit to people who didn't deserve it. Frank was a good guy. He was a good guy that way. He was. He was a good father. Not a great father like me. I'm a fantastic father. Have you seen my kids? Absolutely gorgeous kids. You know, I'm a tremendous father. I never, ever let my kids get kidnapped. It never happened.
That's right. And yeah, Frank Sinatra Jr. Well, speaking of your children, I hear that your kids can't vote for you because they didn't register for the New York primary in time.
Yes, that is true. Ivanka won't be voting for me. And I have to tell you, Tom, it's a shame because I have to say, I voted for her every year to be Trump Magazine's sexiest woman alive. And she won. I was so proud she won every year.
It's fantastic. Your vote, I'm sure, helped. Now, you've said this primary system is rigged. Mm-hmm. Do you really believe that?
Absolutely. This system is rigged, Tom. It's a rigged game. If there's anyone who knows how to spot a rigged game, it's Donald Trump. I ran 3 casinos in Atlantic City, which, by the way, the town's a dump. But the entire town is full of rigged games. You know, you think those little old ladies want to give you their grandson's college fund? No, you have to take it from them, just like the establishment is trying to take this election from me. And I have to tell you something. I'm not happy about this. This Reince Priebus, whatever, Reince Rince, I don't know what it is. It's a very strange name, but I cannot stand this guy.
But you said if the RNC doesn't straighten out the system, they're going to be in for a rough July. What does that mean, a rough July?
Well, Tom, I can't say exactly. Why would I let them know what my plans are, okay? I'm not going to rule anything out. Billy clubs, tasers, waterboarding. It's all on the table, Tom. Tom, what's the one where they rip your fingernails out? Is there a name for that? Because I got to tell you, I'm not going to rule anything out.
Well, it sounds terrible, but, you know, I'm glad you're keeping them guessing. Now, moving on to the convention, Mr. Trump, you said that 2012's convention was so boring, people were falling asleep, and that the convention should have some showbiz. Now, what kind of showbiz would Donald Trump add to a GOP convention?
No one does showbiz like Donald Trump, all right? Just you wait, Tom. It's going to be huge, and not like those light in the loafer Broadway boys that you float around with, Tom. I have to tell you. The secret's out in New York, all right? It's an open secret. Donald Trump will have the biggest names and the brightest stars. We're talking Gary Busey, LaToya Jackson, David Cassidy, Jose Canseco, and many, many other stars from the Celebrity Apprentice who are still under contract. There won't be a single empty seat in the House unless Clint Eastwood decides to talk to one. It's going to be phenomenal. Really, really big.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Trump.
Absolutely, Tom. Anytime. I'm going to win. It's going to be a landslide tomorrow. It's really going to be fantastic, and you're going to be happy about it.
That is great. It's going to be big, right, Liz?
Huge.
Look, a Massachusetts elementary school has banned a talent show performance because it's too controversial. Now, we're going to show you part of the performance, but a warning, some viewers may find this offensive. I'm going to leave you time to leave the room. Okay, they're gone. Let's take a look. I like that. The three 11-year-old boys were told last week they couldn't perform the routine after a parent complained about it. It's not clear if the parent is pro-Trump or anti-Trump. The school superintendent said, "I think it's so important for us to be seen as nonpartisan in a highly charged election environment." But the mother of one of the boys told Fox News it's pop culture to them, not politics. They were not making a political statement. They just wanted to dance with a funny head. I added a little energy there. I don't know if she was yelling when she said it. Camille, look, they want to dance. They want to dance with Trump heads. I saw this as a nonpartisan dance. Did you?
I would agree with you. They're not old enough to vote, I don't think.
Yeah.
What is really problematic here is that their dance moves were pathetically bad. The young man all the way on the left side of the screen, just awful, pathetic. I mean, the dabbing needs a tremendous amount of work. Look at the pelvic thrusting. Are they riding the pony? The guy in the middle, he is trying.
Yeah.
He's working really hard. And you know what? Him by himself, I think we have no problems here. It's the rest of them. They're not together. Oh, this is a mess.
They got the churning the butter kind of right at one point,
I don't
didn't they?
know, Liz.
Oh
I'm not
yes.
sure.
Okay. So Liz, you thought it was an A for effort, and they had. I thought the mats were well constructed. You know, they put them in their mouths. It was a little mouthpiece. I think that was good.
That's my favorite part.
These kids should be booked on Kelly and Michael live. I mean, I think that it's so ridiculous now. I think 2 times ago that I was on Red Eye, we had the story in Connecticut where the parents said that they should ban the Halloween costumes because it was anti-religious for
Yeah.
some people who thought it was horrible. And I mean, at what point do we stop the nonsense? These are kids. They're 11-year-olds having some fun. It's ridiculous.
And I don't think it was necessarily.
Tom, clearly this was a tribute to me. How would 3 boys dancing with my face on theirs be interpreted as anything but praise? They obviously want to make their crappy talent show great again, and the system is rigged against them.
Mr. Trump, I didn't know you were listening in there.
Well, I heard my name being mentioned as I hung up, so I stayed on.
Thank you, Mr. Trump. Paul, now what do you think? Do you think it was anti or pro?
No, I think it's more what he's talking about. I think that whatever the complaint was like, well, that's not technically a talent. What you're doing. You're just kind of jumping around with a mask. I mean, not even a mask. It's just like a cardboard face biter.
Yeah.
There was no choreography. They were not synced up.
No.
Even a little bit.
Well, it's hard. You can't see.
Exactly.
You can't see each other. So how are you going to do
this? Can't be in the talent show. I
I
know those
see.
things aren't very highly regulated as to what is and what is not.
Apparently they ought to be.
Yeah. So.
Well, I know one thing. I know kids. They're doing a lot of talented stuff now. They do a lot. I think if anyone did this in my talent show in the '80s, I mean, they would have won the show hands down. It would have been this is the greatest thing that would have ever happened at Norwood High School.
I was stage right, a part of a trio of dancing Dukakases in mine. But we had our moves down.
Yeah.
And you could do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah, you had to-
even with the helmet on.
But don't you want to be in the basement with those kids? Where
Wait a minute. Hold on.
They literally sat there and they were like literally high, like on Coca-Cola, and they were like, you know what, guys? We're gonna make masks.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna dance. And they were like, let's do this.
Done.
We're done. Like, because after the mat, they don't do anything. They're just kids that are in khakis, not knowing what to do with
And
themselves.
they knocked it out, and they can get back to huffing glue.
I was offended.
These are good kids. This is Massachusetts. I don't think these kids were. I think they were all.
On Pixie Sticks.
Wait, this was Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Those people don't get offended
see
about
now,
stuff.
you know, Tom, I grew up in LA where we were doing interpretive dance dressed as the Shah of Iran. So, I mean, I do not.
Really?
that
You
is
were rocking the
so-
Casbah?
Oh, completely.
Wow.
Completely.